The International Aviation and Space Salon, held from the 27th of August to the 1st of September 2019, once again proved its scale and significance. World premieres were held here, major agreements including export agreements were signed. For the third time in a row, the 14th air show was held in the atmosphere tarnished by international sanctions. But neither the colorfulness of the flights nor the business program suffered from it. This year, MAKS also became a platform for negotiations at the highest level. Russian President Vladimir Putin opened the air show together with the leader of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The prospects of aircraft engineering largely depend on broad international cooperation, close cooperation between our designers and scientists, and efficient use of production facilities. And we are interested in MAKS strengthening its position as a reputable platform for business communication, exchange of ideas, and conclusion of mutually beneficial contracts. I'm very pleased to be here. We consider MAKS to be one of the leading air shows of its kind. We believe that our cooperation with Russia will give a new impetus to the development of both aviation and space technologies. The leaders were acquainted with the specimens of the most sophisticated equipment. One of them was an Su-57E fifth-generation fighter jet, a down-to-the-core challenger to the American F-35. While proceeding with the inspection of the static parking lot, the leaders made acquaintance with such aviation equipment specimens as the Su-35 fighter jet, the Ka-62 medium-range multipurpose helicopter, the heavy Mi-38 and other aircraft. According to Vladimir Putin, they discussed not only procurement, but also co-production. There was also a colorful flight program where new air vehicles, inspected by the leaders earlier, were demonstrated among the samples of Russian aircraft. Confirming its high status, MAKS 2019 gathered 827 exhibitors from 33 countries, including 184 foreign companies. This year, MAKS for the first time had a partner country, the People's Republic of China. A specially erected pavilion with an area of 3,000 square meters houses the expositions of 20 largest Chinese aerospace companies. The exposition of China was opened by the head of the Ministry of Industry and Trade, Denis Manturov, and his Chinese colleague, Miao Wei. In recent years, the Chinese-Russian cooperation in aerospace field has been carried out within the framework of major projects. China is ready to expand trade and economic cooperation with Russia and other countries of the world, jointly promote the development of the global aerospace industry, and jointly share the results of aviation development with all countries. Russia and China discussed the key issues of industrial cooperation, summed up the results of negotiations on civil aviation and civil aircraft building, as well as radio electronics. There are 33 countries participating in the air show, and the Chinese pavilion is, of course, the largest. We expect that your participation will give additional momentum to the development of our aviation projects. Of course, the center of attention will be the full-scale model of the Russian-Chinese CR-929 long-range aircraft. A model of the CR-929 long-range wide-body aircraft was shown for the first time in Russia. The close cooperation between the two countries in this project is evidenced by the name of the vehicle itself. C stands for China, R stands for Russia. Depending on the cabin layout, the airliner will be able to carry from 250 to 400 passengers and fly from 12 to 14,000 kilometers. The plane should enter the market after 2025. In the future, CR-929 will compete on the market with the A350 and Boeing 787. We expect demand for all wide-body aircraft in the world at that time, which means about 1,800–1,700 aircraft, and we can count on 50% of this market. We're working very closely with both J and Rolls-Royce. Both companies are showing increased interest despite the sanctions and the US and Chinese trade war. Leaders of aviation and space industries presented their products on the area of 26,500 square meters in pavilions and 45,000 square meters of outdoor areas. One of the key premieres of MAKS 2019 is the MC-21-300 medium-hull aircraft. Two aircraft specimens were presented at the static shop, one of which was equipped with a passenger cabin. Another one took part in the flight program. We have signed contracts for 175 aircraft for the initial order. This is more than enough. I would like to remind you that by 2025 we plan to reach the annual production rate of 70 aircraft at the Irkutsk plant. We have already produced 4 aircraft for flight testing. The home premiere at the air show makes it possible to increase the portfolio of preliminary orders by 20 vehicles. Irkut Corporation, aircraft manufacturer, will start production of the aircraft for delivery to its first customers: Airflot, Nordwind Airlines, Iraero, Red Wings, Angara and Alrosa. Russian Helicopters Holding Company has presented a Ka-62 medium-sized multipurpose vehicle for the first time. The first serial model of the Mi-38 with a high-comfort salon also took part in the exhibition. Also, a luxury helicopter, Aurus, developed in partnership with the Institute of Nami. Now the machine is looking for customers. The new helicopters, the Ansat and Mi-38, will be equipped with satellite communications. The holding company has signed a cooperation agreement with Gazprom Space Systems, which will take over the technical support using the Yamal system. As before, the legendary Mi-24 combat helicopter has also aroused great interest. At MAKS, the upgraded version of the vehicle was shown. On each side there is one powerful bombshell with a capacity of 250 kilograms of TNT equivalent, and there are 20 more missiles under the wings. The Mi-24 has improved avionics installed, and now they can fly even at night. All the equipment here is digital. The data are displayed on the windshield and side displays. The machine has become even more maneuverable and automated. There is a phased antenna grating installed here which allows to fly in any conditions day and night, in any weather, in simple and difficult weather conditions in automated mode. Almost before landing, the helicopter will take you to the point where you want to make a landing. This is very important for any modern machine. A platform of bright premieres among the world's major air shows is also a window of opportunity for international collaboration, industrial cooperation, and an indicator of Russia's openness to the world. The French Safran Group was among the world's recognized engine builders at MAKS 2019. Their propulsion systems have long been used on Boeing and Airbus aircraft. Together with the Russian UEC Saturn, they produce SAM-146 engines for Sukhoi Superjet airliners. Safran has been a member of MAKS since its foundation. Here at our stand, we showcase and present products manufactured in Russia in partnership with Russian industrial enterprises. Every year MAKS is reaching a higher level. We are satisfied with our participation and are going to participate in MAKS 2021. Foreign aircraft manufacturers presented a number of aircraft which had not been previously demonstrated in Russia. Among them was a new line of narrow-body short-range E-jet aircraft, Embraer E195-E2 liner in tech-line coloring, symbolizing its technological ability and innovation. Before arriving in Russia, the aircraft completed a demonstration tour of China, Japan and the Asia-Pacific region. The aircraft had already received certificates of Brazilian, American and European aviation regulators. The E195-E2 consumes 25% less fuel than the first-generation aircraft. Airlines can choose the cabin configuration from 120 seats in a two-class configuration to 146 seats in a single-class configuration.
The MAKS Air Show
MAKS Air Show is a great opportunity for the Embraer to present our brand new E195-E2 to the Russian market. We had many meetings with positive feedback about our aircraft. We're very satisfied with the results. The Airbus A350-900 wide-body aircraft has already participated in MAKS Air shows. The modernized vehicle was specially brought to the current MAKS. The new generation is 1/4 more economical than its analogs. The flight went smoothly. It took 3 hours and 40 minutes. By the way, I have already piloted the A350 on the previous MAKS. This time we brought the second test prototype. It has a distinctive carbon fiber livery. The salon is made on the Airbus Connected Experience Internet of Things technology, which connects the chairs, carts, kitchen and luggage compartment. All information is collected on a tablet. For example, you can see if the passenger is fastened and if the backrest is raised. It is worth noting the Russian contribution to this machine. Russian engineers performed very complex stress calculations, and VSMPO Avisma Corporation is the most important supplier of titanium for our aircraft. In business aviation, a new generation of what they call a baby was introduced, Swiss light business jet Pilatus PC-24. The captain's cabin is equipped with the most modern flight and navigation equipment. The same is used by Boeing and Airbus, giants of the world aviation. A perfect machine. The control is very easy and comfortable. The only thing it doesn't do is take off and land in automatic mode. But for such a class there is no need to install such expensive equipment. This is a multi-purpose plane. It can take off from soil and carry the sick. It can carry 2 stretchers and 2 bedridden injured people. Cruising speed is 815 km per hour. MAKS 2019 had much to offer in terms of innovation. For the first time, special expositions on business and general aviation were organized at the salon. About 50 light and ultralight aircraft were featured there. For the first time, unmanned aviation systems were located not only at static display, but also in a separate pavilion. Novelties in this section were the promising Sirius Heavy UAV and Orion E Export UAV. The collective stand for small and medium-sized enterprises, introduced at MAKS 2019 with the support of Promsvязь Bank, became one of the novelties of the salon. More than 20 companies with their products and services participated in the event. The aviation regions of Russia pavilion hosted collective expositions of the core regions of the Russian airline industry: the Republic of Tatarstan, Samara and Ulyanovsk regions and the Perm Krai. In the Common Congress and the exhibition space, 46 regional enterprises, technoparks and universities presented themselves. Half of them participated in MAKS for the first time. For the first time, the Future Hub section was organized within the framework of the salon. More than 40 lectures and masterclasses were held on its platform, with over 2,500 participants. Among the key topics were unmanned technologies, building cooperation chains, and attracting young people to the aerospace industry. The main audience is about 7,000 students of full-time departments of higher and secondary special educational institutions who took the opportunity to visit the exhibition on Student Day free of charge. This is a great event and I'm very interested in it. I'm a student of the Moscow Aviation Institute. Previously, about 2 years ago, I thought that I wouldn't work in my degree field, but now I see it can be interesting. The business potential of the Russian air show amounted to 559 billion rubles. This is without considering the military technical cooperation line. According to Rosoboron expert, the potential there amounts to several $billion. This speaks volumes about the success of the exhibition and its international recognition. During the first 3 days of work, the so-called specialist days, a record high 143,500 people visited the exhibition. Members of 120 official delegations that arrived through Rosoboron expert got acquainted with the products of Russian companies. Almost 90 conferences, roundtables, seminars, briefings and strategic sessions were held. More than 2,000 aviation industry experts took part in them. According to the results of the survey of exhibitors, the business potential of the service of appointments of business meetings in the format of matchmaking in the interest of small and medium-sized businesses amounted to more than 8 billion rubles. And of course, what hundreds of thousands of visitors came to Zhukovsky for, the flight program. There were 81 aircraft, including 39 aircraft as part of 8 aerobatic teams. There were 133 aircraft at the static display. The aerobatic teams of the Russian aerospace forces presented their skills. The Falcons of Russia, representing the Lipetsk Aviation Training Center for combat pilots, perform on 4 Su-35 fighter jets. The pilots of the group demonstrate not only aerobatics, but also real elements of modern air combat. The Swift Aerobatics Group, a regular participant of all MAKS air shows, represents the Aircraft Equipment Demonstration Center in Kubinka. They perform on 6 MiG-29 jet fighters. The leading aerobatic team of VKS Russia, without which it is impossible to imagine any MAKS, Russian Knights, perform on 4 Su-30 heavy fighter jets. The group's business card is a spectacular group flight at minimum spacing. The air combat with elements of supermaneuverability performed by Su-30CM fighters of the Russian Navy demonstrated the capabilities of modern vehicles. A new feature of MAKS-2019 was the holding of aerobatics competitions on single-engine piston aircraft. The best Russian athletes competed for the MAKS-2019 Cup prize. Dmitry Samokhvalov, the gold medalist of the European Championship 2019, won the competition. The best aerobatics groups performed with saturated programs. The demonstration program of the Rus group is, first of all, a colorful air show involving both group and single pilots using colored smoke. The Russian First Flight Aerobatics Group performs on domestic piston aircraft Yak-18, Yak-52 and Yak-54. At MAKS 2019, the group demonstrated a new flight program with propeller figure performed by 3 planes, being the most colorful figure. Calibri, Russian aerobatic team, performing on Sierra Light single-engine Italian aircraft. In 2019, it performed on 4 aircraft with a complicated program. The audience was also pleased with the guests from the Baltics. It was not for the first time that the Baltic private aerobatic team performed at the MAKS Air Show. 6 L-39 Baltic Bees jet team jets soared into the sky. As for their Lithuanian colleagues from the NBO aerobatic team, they took part in the event for the first time. They demonstrated their skills on the Yak-50 sports aerobatic aircraft. The abbreviation stands for Aš noriu būti ore and means "I want to be in the air" in Lithuanian. Perhaps this motto can be considered common for all those who have spent these days at MAKS, both as participants and spectators. The airshow of 2019 aroused great interest among aviation professionals and amateurs. Almost 579,000 people came to the event. MAKS still retained the possibility of cost-free travel for guests from railway stations to the exhibition via shuttle buses. Guests with cars were provided with free intercepting parking lots at Bykova, which could accommodate up to 12,000 cars. And those wishing to get by car directly to the exhibition complex were offered the parking space for 8,000 cars. For those who appreciate their time, Heli Express implemented a pilot project for the first time at MAKS 2019, a helicopter taxi, which allowed you to quickly get from the heli park Pradushkino in the Odintsovo region to the exhibition in Zhukovsky and back. The International Air Show in Zhukovsky was covered by 3,000 journalists, including 100 Russian and foreign TV channels. MAKS 2019 has demonstrated a brilliant level of organization, both in terms of the quality of the business program and colorfulness of the flights. Thanks to the highly professional work of specialists in public and anti-terrorist security, as well as employees ensuring flight safety, MAKS 2019 was free of accidents, both on the ground and in the sky. MAKS guests had a rare opportunity not only to see dizzying aerobatics figures in the sky, but also to communicate with outstanding masters, to be photographed with the best pilots of the country and get their autographs. I would like to say that MAKS 2019 was very successful. First of all, I think it was valuable for the participants, and for those people who organize, and for the audience. This is a big, huge holiday, a holiday of aviation, a holiday of life. The weather is good, the sky is blue, the sun is shining, the planes are flying. It's so great. This year MAKS is pleasing with its weather, that allows to show the most magnificent aerobatics without any altitude restrictions, to demonstrate all the capabilities of the aircraft. We hope that in the city of Zhukovsky the aviation and space salon will live forever. The next MAKS in 2021 will be the 15th anniversary event. The government has already appointed the organizers of the event. They will be, as before, the Ministry of Industry and Trade and the Rostec State Corporation. See you at MAKS 2021.